That's not satire. That's not satire. That's not satire, man. Oh. Oh, that's so sick. Oh, that's my favorite. This is my favorite, dude. What? We live in a horror show. Thank you, George Floyd, for sacrificing your life for justice. Joe Biden's staff don't trust him to talk to media on Social Security. They gave him a printed handout to use instead of talking. Here he is giving a report instead of answering it. Oh. Oh, okay. She's on the RFK West ticket. Okay. RFK/West. How do you write for polar opposites? Wait, no, I don't think she means Kanye West. Oh, wait, you're right. She does mean Kanye West. Oh my God. I don't know why I was thinking of, oh my God. I was thinking of, no, she's talking about Cornel West. Yeah, I don't know why I went with what you guys were. Yeah, no, she means Cornel West, not Kanye West. I don't think she means Kanye. That'd be crazy. But so is Cornel West, to be fair. Anyway, God, I love American politics so much. Like, this is the type of shit that it just like lasers my freaking brain. It's just so good. This is 1000% the type of person who's like, excuse me, you fucking betrayed the revolution. You're a rich piece of shit. Like, you just tweet away from your stupid fucking, mansion and also simultaneously defend the DNC. You're a part of the MSN DNC squad, which is why I like the Republican Party. Actually, and we'll be voting for the Republican Party instead. This is Libwatch that a hogwatch? No, she's. What do you have against Cornel West? Wait, what? I love Cornel West. The fuck are you talking about? I mean, I love Cornel West in general. Don't necessarily love, what he's been doing recently. She's also woke. Yeah, no, I know she is. She's like, there is. You say she's crazy for supporting him? No, I'm saying it's wild to be on the RFK Jr. Cornel West ticket, which basically goes to show you that you only care about is pure aesthetics. Like, it's just anything but the Democrats. That's what that means. Do you understand? Like, RFK Jr. is the most normal Democrat, okay? Literally just like the most normal Democrat. If you were to put RFK Jr. and Joe Biden side by side, okay, you would have a hard time figuring out whose positions belong to who, with one exception. RFK Jr. is a rugged anti-vaxxer. That's it. Without RFK Jr.'s anti-vaxxer positions, he's just literally a Democrat. If you never talk to him about like vaccines, RFK's takes are literally, if you don't talk to him about vaccines and COVID, RFK's takes are like, he cares about the environment. He's he's like insanely anti-Semitic, but also loves Israel, right? He's a Zionist hardliner. Why are more people not upset about RFK Jr. being Epstein's best friend though, lol? Because he's in the crowd. Chad hasn't seen RFK's takes and are running on vibes. You were totally right. Yeah. The thing is, a lot of what RFK's like, a lot of what gets RFK a lot of play is like all the COVID weird shit, like all the truther stuff, like even his like allegiance to crypto, for example, or all this other like dumb shit, like being an anti-vaxxer and all the stuff, right? Being an anti-vaxxer, saying that like COVID was created by the Chinese to like avoid killing Ashkenazi Jews and the Chinese. Just the funniest conspiracy. Like all that stuff is insane. But beyond that, every position he has is like carbon credits. We're going to have the free market fix climate change, which is real. Excuse me. What are you talking about? That's like beyond the conspiracy shit, his overall legislative agenda is fucking identical to the Biden camp. Incredibly militant. Anyway. All right. But let's do the Barbie. Let's do it.
Was too basic and that our world wasn't that sexist. Barbie movie was a test. We failed. While the highest grossing movie of the year did get a nomination for Best Picture, the woman who was responsible for pulling off that great feat didn't. The only explanation for Greta Gerwig being left out of a category in which she overperformed in is that the Academy Award voters believe that Barbie directed itself. Like, the dishwasher just unloaded itself, or the kids were raised by themselves. The entire way that we invisibilize female labor in our society and our economy. But Gerwig wasn't the only woman whose labor went unrecognized. Margot Robbie, who actually fought for the movie to exist, convincing executives that it would have mass appeal, also got shut out. At this point, you're wondering, well, I guess Ryan Gosling didn't get a nomination either if everyone's getting shut out. No, he did. He sure did. People are saying that the Academy lost the plot of the movie, but actually, they just brought it to life. According to their own data, the Oscars are the most...
She did get a nomination. She got it for, not for directing, but she got it for adapted screenplay. Which that was another can of worms because they also, like, people were upset that it was, like, technically considered as a adapted screenplay rather than, yeah, see? People are saying adapted from what? I don't know why it was considered an adapted screenplay. I don't know what the distinction would be because it's not off of a book or anything like that. But I guess they were saying like it's the Mattel franchise, right? I genuinely want these women to explain who should have been left out of the best actress or best director categories for Margot and Greta to be nominated. Yeah. The crazy part about this Barbie, I guess like any existing Barbie IP, that's why they're saying it's adapted. But that's the reason why they're saying it. Anyway, the point is, it's weird because they're making it seem like, for some reason, like the best actress that would have gone to Margot Robbie, right? Or the best actress nomination that would have gone to Margot Robbie is given to men instead. Like, yeah, Ryan Gosling got one. Sure. But also, like, the other women are still women. Like, the best actress category is all women. Like, so if you're, like, riding or dying for women in this situation where you're like, this is about feminism, well, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's about feminism if you're mad that, like, other women beat out Margot Robbie. It's not like I just don't get it. No. It's because out of the entire movie, the only one recognized is the man. But that's not even true. Barbie was up for other stuff too. the issue is like this was an insane column. Okay, Mary McNamara, the LA Times writer, she wrote, if only Barbie had done a little time. Oh, no, an LA Times. Yeah, this is the one. If only Barbie had done a little time as a sex worker or barely survived becoming the next victim in a mass murder plot or stood accused of shoving Ken out of the dream house's top window. Certainly millions of Barbie fans are currently wishing they could push someone, perhaps a member or two of the Film Academy, out of a very high window. This is literally just peak white feminism. Okay? Because, like, you're basically saying all the other women that got put, even though America Ferrera got nominated, okay, but, and she is, you know, a woman in Barbie that got nominated, but people are not even thinking about that, right? Maybe because she is brown. Let's be fucking real, all right? Literally. And then beyond that, you're talking about like the first American, like Native American woman that has ever been nominated. Like, even if you're thinking about it from the framework of like liberalism and identity politics, like you're being a bad feminist. Okay? No, this is straight up. I mean, I looked at this morning and I tweeted. I mean, I'm a little scared about tweeting about feminist issues because there's a lot of rad femmes out there who just go nutty mode. Okay? But I think it's a perfect demonstration of white feminism. Like this take is a perfect demonstration of white feminism. Someone said, no, this is. Greta and Margot. While it can sting to win the box office but not take home the gold, your millions of fans love you. You're both so much more than Knuff. Hashtag Hillary Barbie. And it's like, I don't get it. America Ferrera was put up. America Ferrera was put up from Barbie, but that's not enough. Okay? And everybody is like going crazy over Margot Robbie and Greta Gerwig not getting the recognition. Okay? You should put on your Knuff hoodie. And the fact that these women are ignoring that Lily Gladstone is the first Native American woman to ever be nominated for the Best Actress category. First American Native, because the main character from Roma was a Mexican Native woman and won. Yeah, I know. I saw that. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I personally don't get it. You have to be a leading lady, but you can't be nominated for Best Actress. You have to be a strong female director, but you can't be nominated for Best Director. You have to have a wildly popular dance song, but you can't be nominated for Best Original Song. The reality is that they pushed the number of Best Movie nominations to 10 a while back, so it's impossible for every director to also be nominated since there are 5 slots. It's silly that people are getting so aggravated. For the record, like, I love Margot Robbie. I think she's awesome. She's pro-labor union. She's great. I've defended her when people were falsely smearing her and claiming that she was mid. Okay. All jokes aside, I'm being a self-referential, ironic misogynist in a situation where I'm not supposed to be because everyone is going to get very touchy-feely on it, especially white feminism. Okay. But the thing is, all jokes aside, like, she's great. And I think she was great in the movie as well. Okay? But we have to pull ourselves out of this situation for a brief moment and just have a little bit more of a macro approach to the subject matter. You're mad that the fucking Oscars snubbed your actress in a fucking Mattel advertisement. It was an enjoyable one, but it was a fucking ad for a toy. What are we doing? What is going on? What the fuck? And you're also mad that Margot Robbie didn't get this slot over other women. Robbie, to be clear, is a true working producer. She's in those pre-production meetings. She's on set. She's putting out fires and getting yelled at by agents. When I point out that many actors who get producer credits don't actually do any producing, she says, yeah, that pissed me off. It's so annoying because I have to fight every time. By fight, she means fight to be taken seriously as a producer. Early in every project, she's kept off email chains and not invited to calls because some people assume it's just a vanity title for her. Then everyone realized after a few months, oh, she actually is a producer. She says, but even still, people direct all the money questions at my producing partners, never at me. And so many times Tom and Josie have to say, she's the one to ask actually. The other thing I respect about Margot Robbie is that, like, she was on set and married, like, what was it, like the fucking sound guy or something? Like, she's literally married to a normal dude. Which is cool. Personally, I think that's cool. I forget who she's married. I don't respect that. That's just another proximity marriage. What do you mean? That's fucking sick. Like, to me, it shows that she sees every single person on the set as like a normal human being and not just like, he's a British director. Oh, he is a director? Never mind. Her husband owns a production company. Wait, no. They presented it as though her husband was like a normie. I wonder if he bought the production company afterwards. Did I get fucking duped? I looked it up and he isn't just some random guy. No, he might not be now. He might not be now. Nope, he's a director, producer, and actor. He co-founded with Margot, according to Google. Yeah. Now he fucking owns his own production company with his insanely rich wife. Okay? But I think at the time, the couple first met in 2013 on the set of World War II drama Suite Francaise, where he was an assistant director and she was in front of the camera. See? Assistant director, not as normie, but still. He co-founded the production company Lucky Chap Entertainment with his wife, Margot Robbie. Oh my God, he literally called his, he called his production company Lucky Chap. He was an assistant director. That's like not super high in the fucking ranks. He's a lucky chap, he is. Nice. Attaboy. He was the third assistant director. Okay, dude, come on. Okay, I wasn't wrong. That's crazy. He's basically the fucking PA on set. Come on, dog. He's a PA with big dreams. Even the assistant director is literally fucking, even the assistant director, not even the third one, even if he was just simply an assistant director, you don't know anybody who's an assistant director. You only know them when they become the director. Okay? The fuck out of here. Third AD makes more than PA. Feels bad, man. This is the guy. He was born in Surrey, youngest of three brothers. He grew up in Guildford, England. He attended St. George's College in Weybridge before moving to Godalming College Ackley began his film career as an extra. Dude, come on. Dude, you're like, oh, he's an actor and a director, Hasan. He's not a normie. You're doing a phenomenal job here, really beefing up the narrative. He's a fucking extra in Harry Potter. He was a production runner on Gambit. In 2012, he was a production runner. And he was, oh my God. He was a production runner in 2013 when he met. From 2012 to 2016, Ackerley also worked as an assistant director for various different television series and films, including Pride, Sweet Franchise, all released in 2014, and Macbeth. In 2014, he and his future wife, Margot Robbie, alongside their respective childhood friends, co-founded a production company, Lucky Chap Entertainment. Ackerley met Australian actress Margot Robbie on the set of Sweet Franchise. In 2013, the two began dating the following year. Dude. In the UK, the third AD on set responsible for background actors and the main assistant to the first AD. The second AD sits at unit base and does organization for future days. You think a normal person has those opportunities? I think you are greatly, and I mean greatly, overemphasizing what the third assistant director is doing on the set of a fucking television show that you've never heard about in your entire life. Yes. I'm trying to bait you, bro. Yeah, how about you bait the top of the hour ad break? People literally, dude, this is why when we were talking about like when we were talking about IATSE strikes and shit, or when we were talking about the WGA, every American's brain breaks. They literally think that like every person on set, like the best boy on set is Margot Robbie, okay? They have no way of understanding that like so much of the entertainment industry is propped up by literal regular dudes, okay? Dudes who rig for a living. Dudes who put up lights for a living. Dudes who hold fucking boom mics for a living. And oftentimes they're union guys. And people just think that those guys, because they're in the fucking set in proximity of rich people and wealthy people, glamorous people, are actually just like also glamorous and rich. And what the fuck are they complaining about? You know what I mean? That's nuts to me. That's nuts to me. Read a book. No, 100%. A dude who was an extra in Harry Potter and it was a fucking production runner at the same time that he got like an assistant director, a third AD position on a fucking TV show or whatever that you've never heard, a drama film that you've never heard about before. Okay. That dude is 100% a normal guy. Anyway, his biggest claim to fame is Draco pushes him aside in one scene. That's it. Before Margot. This chat is dumb. Yeah. People think that like extras are comprised of like people who are people who are just like super tied to the industry. They're not. Okay. The reason why I think a lot of people make that mistake is because a lot of people join the industry with big dreams and then some people do make it. So everybody goes, well, that guy started as an extra. And then your brain does this weird thing where you just associate like being an extra in a Hollywood movie or something with like actual, with actual proximity to wealth and prosperity and not with like, just a dude who got paid $50 for the day to stand behind a famous person. Okay. Like extras are human. That's it. They're nothing. They're just like bodies. Yeah. Literally, Moist Critical was an extra in Hunger Games. It gets you nowhere in Hollywood. That's my point, though, because like people look at Moist Critical being an extra and think like, well, they make this loose association with like, well, this famous person was an extra at a certain point, right? So like a lot of people don't understand that like that did nothing for his career. You know what I mean? He was a YouTuber. That's what he was, and that's what he is, right? If you're being paid $50 a day, call your union rep. This is a CBA violation. Okay, I'm just. Uh, so, like, I went to a cattle call before. It is gruesome stuff. Anyway, how the fuck do we dive into the Margot Robbie part of this segment when we were still talking about Barbie and how people lost their minds over it? Um, I think that overall, it is crazy to me that people are placing this much value on the Oscars and people are like tying this to some kind of like real political momentum. And it is hilarious to think about because the real political momentum is actually also very stupid. Here's a Jack Easton tweet that I really liked. He said, Hillary posting this but not thinking to congratulate Lily Gladstone on her deserved nomination is a very good summation of the politician. Someone genuinely obsessed with optics and pandering, but also really bad at both things. This is the best take on the issue, okay? Because if you care about like identity politics and the optics and you're saying like, well, feminism would have won today when you're talking about like literally a nomination category that is made for women, okay? And then you fail to like even do the optics thing, the appropriate optics thing, and like celebrate a Native American woman getting the nod there. It's so stupid. Anyway, Barbie was meant to be a feminist film, so the female director not being recognized is seen as odd, not because a woman lost to a woman. Yeah, Barbie is also a fucking advertisement for Mattel. The fact that it got as many nominations, including like adapted screenplay, says it all. It's getting like decent, it's getting decent promotion from the Oscars in spite of being a fucking 3-hour ad for Mattel. Come on, dude. And that is a testament to Greta Gerwig in general, okay? For sure. Like the fact that it's getting any nominations whatsoever is wild. It is literally made to hawk product. It's like MCU. Okay? It's Marvel Cinematic Universe stuff. Okay? This is white women Wakanda. Okay? It's the shill product. It's the shill Barbies. And it was fun. And I'm saying this as someone who enjoyed the movie. The fuck are we talking about? Why does it matter so much that it's an ad? It's culturally relevant to so many people. That's sad. Okay? That's sad. That's a sad state of affairs overall. Like, I just you're sad. I don't think I am. I think it's like kind of sad overall. Like even when we talk about Wakanda or the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that there is like an underlying source material there, right? That wasn't initially created for toys. Okay? Like it's more expensive than that, right? But for Barbie, That's just what it is. It is directly a toy movie. It is like the GI Joe movie. You know what I mean? The GI Joe movie, but for Mattel, for Barbie. Does that make sense? I don't know. Wakanda is just the same thing though. No, because like even then there is like a separate story there. A better analog would be GI Joe is what I mean. I guess the energy behind it is still that like you place a lot of value and a lot of emphasis on a fucking action movie or just a movie in general. And that's what's kind of sad. Does that make sense? The premiere toy movies is Transformer. Yeah, well, the movie is a good time with a decent soundtrack, but it's not as deep or meaningful in any way. One speech that resembles that of a college gender studies professor doesn't make it revolutionary. Yeah, and by the way, that person did get a fucking nomination specifically for that speech, which I think is also whatever. You know what I mean? Cowboy Bebop was a TV show specifically made to sell toys too. Does that take away its cultural relevance? I mean, I don't see Cowboy Bebop getting any fucking awards anytime soon, or did at the time. Cowboy Bebop is not even popular in Japan. It is infinitely more culturally relevant amongst Ameriboos. And no, it wasn't created to sell toys at all. I think you, yeah, every anime is made to sell manga. Yeah, the anime to manga distinction is like similar to MCU to like actual comic books. Anyway, um, just because you didn't connect to it doesn't mean it isn't socially important. Guys, its social importance also has absolutely nothing to do with Margot Robbie getting put up for best female actress. What the fuck are we talking about? I don't personally think that it is like that socially important in general. It had its moment in culture, especially because it was like the first double blockbuster, double feature, like movies are back ass movie. But overall, I think that caring about award nominations is crazy. Okay. Caring about award nominations is fucking crazy. And it's also crazy to like associate like serious politics with like the Barbie movie. It is making me feel really sad about American politics and our future. This is a dire prospect. I thought it was a joke when I was like, yeah, it's movies, lol, who cares? Okay. Turns out it's not a joke to a lot of people. Turns out a lot of people are super libbed up in the sense that they do care about what happens with the Barbie movie. To prove you're correct, there are people who think the Ken song getting a nom is not feminist. Like, did Greta not put the song in her movie? Yeah. Someone said it perfectly. Barbie is presented as a serious feminist literature and not just a fun MCU type film. But when it is critiqued, it's put in it's just a fun movie for the girls, not that deep. That's what I mean. I don't think Barbie is serious feminist criticism. I think it's like very elementary entry point into feminist theory type feminist criticism. And beyond that, I think it would have been fucking boring and sucked if it was actually way more than that. Okay? it's just like it's just a fun movie to watch, which it was. It was a fun ad for Mattel. Huh. Beyond that, though, I can't really speak too much on the other like director nods that like supposedly snubbed Greta Gerwig because I don't know, I haven't watched all of them. Me very calmly explaining the Barbie situation.
Corporations is to maximize profit and market share, and they also have a goal for their target, namely the population.
It's funny. Hold
They
on.
have to be turned into completely
I gotta run the
mindless
3-minute ad break, by the way.
of
I keep
goods
forgetting.
that they
Here
do
it
not
is.
Want. You have to develop what are called created wants. So you have to create wants. You have to impose on people what's called a philosophy of futility. You have to focus them on the insignificant things of life, like fashionable consumption. I'm just basically quoting business literature, and it makes perfect sense. The ideal is to have individuals who are totally dissociated from one another, whose conception of themselves, the sense of value, is just how many created wants can I satisfy? We have huge industries, public relations industry is a monstrous industry, advertising and so on, which are designed from infancy to try to mold people into this desired pattern.
It's great. People are simultaneously getting mad at you for calling it an ad while saying they find deep cultural significance in a literal toy which they only ever wanted as a kid because they saw ads for it on TV. Yeah, I mean, it is. It is. It is late stage capitalism in display. It is a lack of intersectionality in your understanding of feminism in display. It is also an association with like a cultural institution like the Oscars being like somehow important. And everyone is just doing patchwork post hoc rationalizations for why actually their perspective on this matters because they found this movie to be touching. This shows how capitalism is our religion, like you always say. Yeah, I mean it's cultural signifiers being like our primary association with our commodity consumption is like the primary association with a sense of community and is the most significant cultural signifier. It's just, ridiculous. You are really making a mountain out of nothing, damn? No, I didn't even start making a mountain. I just originally made jokes. And then turns out that people were not making jokes. People are like kind of serious about this being like a massive snub and indicative of all the stories that were being told inside of Barbie. If awards were an actual reflection of the work put into the work done, do you think that it'd still be as culturally important? What do you mean? If awards were an actual reflection of the work put into the work done, do you think? What? I don't even understand, bro. What are you writing? I know what you mean and I agree, but the way you're coming off is kind of insensitive. I know to you it seems stupid and surface level. I don't know why, but it kind of stings a little because it's the same things we've heard our entire lives. Yo, I don't get it. There's like, what? Especially as it pertains to like, especially as it pertains to like best actress. The other people are women too. What the fuck? He's a man. He don't get it. Chatter is right. I just don't get it. This reminds me so much of the Oscars so white discourse, an approximation of legitimate diagnosing of structural issues without the substance behind it, the correctly prescribed solutions or anything material. Yeah, that's why we do it. This is a fundamental plank at the Hasanabi broadcast. Welcome. Anytime you're fucking chirping about culture, you're doing it because you are powerless and you recognize it. And the only areas of change that you think you have just a crumb of power is these like institutions that listen to what you have to say because they want to serve you something, because they want to sell you shit. Marketing. Did I see a transgender black woman in a wheelchair in an ad? Oh my God, I'm losing my fucking mind in either direction. Ultimately, it's there to sell product. Okay? That's it. That's it. And people, and Americans are just constantly stuck in this weird back and forth pulley mechanism. Right wingers see that and go, that's the worst thing I've ever seen. Look at when the ads used to be good in the 1950s when women stayed in the kitchen. And then liberals look at that and go, well, there's a little bit of progress here, but more progress needs to be made. We need to put more diverse representation in the fucking ads. And it's like, none of that does shit. Especially at a time when women's bodily autonomy has been fucking robbed from them, okay? The fact that we're spending any moment on a Mattel product ad that was enjoyable, okay? And had great, entry-level feminist politics baked into it. But, like, the fact that we're making a mountain out of a molehill here is crazy to me, and it is perfectly illustrative of how feckless and neutered we are as a country to make any material change whatsoever. Whew. That's it. Bro, you're being so dense right now. That's not what we're saying. You're fucking loud and wrong. You're not talking about the Oscars. You're shitting on representation. No, I'm not. I'm shitting on hyper focusing on representation for the sake of representation. You're not seeing that at all. Okay? Representation only matters if your personal experiences reflect your product. Okay? Reflect what you do. Brother Cornel West said it perfectly when he said, black faces in high places do not actually change the outcome for black people. Okay? He's right. It's not just about putting a black person in power, for example, like Barack Obama. It's about actually having that person and all of the collection of that person's experiences as a black man be able to genuinely motivate change. Because of all the experiences that someone has as a black person in a position of power, they are now going to show a different product. They're going to put a different thing out there. They're going to change people's minds. They're going to materially improve people's lives, which when it doesn't happen, that doesn't mean anything. Diversity without action is just hollow identity politics and is just there to market product. Okay? That's it. If diversity simply mattered, then Candace Owens would be enough for you to automatically assume Daily Wire is not a racist institution. Okay? And the reason why I find it like particularly odd that people are losing their minds over it is because the Barbie movie got nominated. Best Adaptive Screenplay got nominated, obviously. America Ferrera got nominated, but she ain't a white lady. And I feel like the importance of Barbie for many wasn't just about feminism and what that represented, but specifically about, what individual white women were getting out of it. And they're not getting that. Even though they kind of are, and it doesn't even matter. And we're having this conversation, and while like the Oscars are also promoting I guess, and I did not know this myself originally, okay, a 2023 movie called The Color Purple. Like, this is like it just, I can't help but feel like this is some real white feminist circles here, like white feminism in display here. I feel like there's nothing more I don't know. There's just like nothing more odd to me about like being this lasered in on the Barbie movie, while like if you do care about the optics and if you do care about identity politics, like you have Lily Gladstone. That's a big deal. And now like her moment in the spotlight has been taken away because Hillary Clinton is chirping about Margot Robbie and Greta Gerwig not getting what they deserve. Caroline didn't care about Margot not getting nominated. Of course she didn't. Imam Hasan. Ugh. I don't like you and Chess saying people are crying over the Oscars. The issue isn't people wanting representation. It's that they don't recognize real recognition unless it's packaged in white neoliberal feminism. Wait, what? I think demanding that like someone else has a slot taken away from them so a white woman gets that position for the Barbie movie is kind of definitionally white feminism. Neoliberal white feminism. Yeah. Oh, here. This is a perfect argument. Barbie movie discourse is so funny because it's just a fun, silly movie for the girls until you say anything against it. Then it's a modern day feminist text. And when you critique it like feminist text, then you're misogynistic and insulting something fun and silly for the girls. Exactly. I've maintained the position that it's fun and silly movie for the girls. I liked it. Okay. I was one of the girls. I thought it was fun. I thought it was silly. It has some entry level politics in it. Fine. Right? Fine. It's true. That's why when Ben was losing his fucking mind over it, Ben Shapiro, if you recall, I said the same shit that I'm saying now. How are you so fucking triggered about like surface level, entry level feminism in a movie that's just fun overall? You said it best when you said entry level feminism, which makes that take kind of just thoughtless because it's not philosophical. I don't think that's what most people are saying. Wait, what do you mean? No, that's fucking fair. Lasering on Margot Robbie is wrong. What you said afterwards is disgusting and sad for people to be seen by Barbie. That's why you're wrong. Wait, what? I think your ADHD makes you say some stupid shit that's not what you're trying to say and argue whatsoever. What did I say that's disgusting? Well, you said afterwards that it was disgusting and sad for people to feel seen by Barbie. That's why you're wrong. No, I think it's sad. It is why I'm standing on that. That like this movie being this pivotal and this impactful to ride or die. To ride or die for a movie that is literally a toy company's very successful and very fun way of selling product. It makes me sad. It makes me sad because, like, that's the way we do politics. It's much broader. It's much broader than, like, simply saying you're sad for, seeing something from this movie. I'm not saying you're sad. I'm saying the state of discourse and the state of our existences. It goes back to the same thing that I harp on all the time. It's just that we have no power. We are ultimately powerless. And we go back and forth on endless culture wars with no material change associated with it whatsoever, because it's a perfect way to argue on grounds that don't actually change anything whatsoever. It demonstrates how hollowed out our politics are. And it's something that I've been saying for fucking years. I think a lot of people, maybe I haven't repeated myself in recent years, in like the last couple of fucking months, or maybe the last couple of years, like, so maybe people forgot, but this has always been my take. People always come in here and fucking demand my position on some fucking cultural phenomena or a movie or a TV show, and people get mad at it. And I'm always like, look, man, if it's good and if it's fun, I like it. Good job. It entertained me. I don't give a shit. I yelled about it the other day. Someone was like, well, you're giving clicks to a fascist YouTuber who like doesn't even do YouTube anymore. And it's like, what are we doing here? Totally separate product. Vagrant Holiday or whatever is a totally separate product. Doesn't even have any fucking impact anymore at all. And it's just like, as someone who sees, I guess, the necessity for some level of commodity fetishism, who thinks that it's important to dull the masses so they don't fucking rebel, okay, and makes people feel fun. As someone who also engages in like purchasing of unnecessarily expensive goods because it makes me feel good, I'm right there with you. But I'm never going to make it a political stance that like I had to buy a fucking $500 hoodie or some shit, okay? That's not political at all. It's me being a fucking idiot. And sometimes we do stupid, idiotic things because it makes us feel good, okay? That's it. But it's unfortunately the only way that we can like move the needle in here. That's why we talk about consumer activism as though it's a fucking viable way. As though it's a viable way to do politics, okay? Anyway. Let's talk about Joe Rogan, who ran it for half an hour before Bobby finally shut him down. This is a couple clips that
when you look at the number of people, whether or not they have natural.
This literally went on for 25 minutes nonstop. At the 35-second mark, you can hear Bobby blurt out, "I'm with you, bud," just to get Joe to stop. But Joe completely ignores it. It keeps going for another 15 minutes.
When you look at the number of people that died of COVID, something like 90+% had 4+ comorbidities. 4+. Cancer, diabetes, heart attack risk, fill in the blank. 4 comorbidities, 90+% of them.
Yeah.
It's not that it's not bad. Of course it's bad. But it's, you know what's worse? You motherfuckers telling everybody what they have to do and not have to do. You motherfuckers telling people they could shut their businesses down and they have to take this experimental medication regardless of whether or not they have natural immunity. Dude, it was Gestapo shit.
I'm with you, but I'm with you.
It was fucking mind control. It was totalitarian, authoritarian tactics. They were limiting people's livelihood, limiting people's ability to travel, shaming people. It's not an obligation to pay attention to everything.
Okay.
But it is something that I think would help people break out of the cult. because that call, it's like you think you're a good person if you buy hook, line, and sinker everything that the left says. That's crazy. These are the same people that want war. These are the same people that are encouraging censorship. These are the same people that are trying to silence dissent. That's all totalitarian shit. And just because it's done for trans kids or for Black Lives Matter or for any social cause that you think is like undeniably worthy, it's still the same thing at the end of the day. The Patriot Act still controlled people in a way that was never allowed before. And it did it under the guise that we have to stop a terrorist attack. Yeah. So even if they don't do...
Isn't that funny that the only materially important thing that he's mentioned that actually has passed through is a phenomenally right-wing pro-surveillance state that came after the reactionary perspective of Americans in the immediate aftermath of 9/11? It's just like the only thing that he brought up that was legislation that was actually a real thing was motherfucking Patriot Act. The rest is just whatever the hell he's thinking of that he finds to be a real problem in modernity.
Evil shit to make these things happen. Once these things happen, they take advantage by doing evil shit. And they enact control over the people that they never had before. And that's what they did during COVID. And the redistribution of wealth was insane. Yeah. The redistribution of wealth to big corporations and companies.
Gates profited bad.
Oh,
big.
my God. So many people did. Billions of dollars was moved.
Yeah. Well, it just stresses me out. You want to talk about the movie?
Yeah.
Can we talk about the movie I'm promoting?
Yeah.
Here's a longer clip if you want some serious brain damage. Clip compilation of Bobby attempting multiple times to steer the conversation away from Joe's political and culture war rants. Bobby just wanted to goof off and make Joe's in the serious vibe was stressing him out. Yeah, it's like, not only is it a serious vibe for Joe, but it's also a serious vibe on the dumbest fucking shit. It's like if I had guests on, okay, on the Fear End podcast, and I was just constantly talking about Gaza, which, by the way, would absolutely be infinitely more valid than complaining about COVID shutdowns in 2024. But even then, it's a way of not reading the fucking room. Okay? No, don't say you would do that. I don't do that. You want to know why I don't do that? Because I read the fucking room. You guys are crazy if you think that that is what you're supposed to do. Like, no, it's not valid to do that all the time.
Who's deciding what happens and doesn't happen? It's not that guy, right? So if it's not him, who the fuck is it? Is it the Secretary of State? Is it the press secretary? Who's is it the military industrial complex? Are they completely at the helm? Will they ever let control of that wheel to anybody else now that they have it?
Is it the shit you think about when you lay in bed at night?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How the fuck do you sleep?
Sometimes I don't. That's a real problem at night. Yeah. At night, I have my most anxiety-filled moments about this stuff. I've talked about it openly. Wow. Like, I'll really freak out at night because I legitimately think we are one or two events away from living in the Stone Age again. And I think it could happen in our lifetime, and it could happen to you and I. And he said with Pegasus, too, all they need is your phone number.
Yeah. But,
hey.
But Joe, can I ask you something? Mm-hmm. What? Can't you just shut it off and not? I mean, there's so many people in this country just walk around and they just don't. All these things that we're talking about right now, they don't think about it. They just live their lives. Don't you think that that's a happier life or no?
Depends on whether or not your voice actually matters.
Yeah.
He's a journalist.
I just feel so stressed out right now.
You should.
Why?
Because that's the reality that we live in.
It's stressing me out.
That's the reality that we live in. We live in a very dangerous, complicated world.
Yeah.
Hell,
yeah.
But it's merely speculative.
Yeah.
Really. These people all have your best interest in mind.
Is that a...
Be fucking normal. Sleeping is just a government conspiracy. Be normal. Be normal. Some of you behave like this. Be fucking normal. This is the most important thing that I try to explain to chatters on a daily basis. Be normal. Chatters think, just like Joe, even if their politics are on the right side and the issues that they advocate for are actually overall good, and the problems that they're pointing to are real issues, ongoing struggles that deserve attention, don't see how valuable it is to be able to be fucking normal and read the fucking room. Joe has lost the plot. He's lost it. He's lost his dang mind. It's clear. At least be funny if you can't be normal. True. Superpower. Absolutely. He doesn't have to care anymore. He just wants to bitch and moan about woke culture. Man, you did that to Felix with your guest star? Come on. Yeah, I know. It was a fucking massive issue. And the reason why you're bringing that up right now is because you feel called out. So you have to be like, well, you do it too. I know. Sometimes I fuck up too, dumbass. I'm not saying that like I've never fucking done that. Okay? What you just did is not productive. What you did is a level of fucking cope. You're like, well, you've done it too. Yeah, I know. I admitted to my mistake immediately after. You didn't actually internalize the thing I'm saying. You just looked for a way out to feel more comfortable about not being normal in other situations because you feel like because you feel like you've been called out. It's good. It's good to remember that, okay, guys?
Cigar?
These are little baby cigars.
Can I have one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You're okay with nicotine cigars?
Yeah, I'm not gonna inhale it.
You want a real cigar, a big one?
No, the little ones.
You want like a real cigar?
These
are good.
I like them.
Yeah, why don't you have one of these?
Is Cuban?
Yeah, no, these are they're from Nicaragua. These are JRE cigars.
Oh, fuck.
They're actually really good.
Yeah.
Here, I'll open it for you. This is what I think, man.
Okay.
I think evil's real. And I think evil exists in many forms, and it exists in callous disregard for loss of life for profit. That's evil, right? And that's a real thing. Like, you could say evil is the devil. Here's a little lighter here, buddy. You could say evil is Satan, and evil is demons, and evil is, exorcisms and shit. There you go. Look at that, baby. But also, evil is profit over human life. They just there's no other option for them to work.
But there's a
Bro, he's so... Bro, years and years of like Fear Factor and being like a Hollywood guy who's like kind of a bro carries him so hard here. Because anyone without Joe's background here talking is going to be regarded as like an insane person.
powerlessness that one feels. Like, what is little Bobby Lee going to do about any of this? So it's like a lot of times I'm just like, everything that you said, I'm with you, but I'm just saying that, like, it stresses me out.
It should.
Yeah, and I want to walk around a little bit more free, and
Hey, you deserve that.
Yeah.
You're a comedian, man. You provide laughter and you help people. And if it's fucking you up, knowing about all this shit that's happening in the world, that can get in the way of your job.
Yeah. Yeah.
The billions of dollars was moved.
Yeah. Well, it just stresses me out. You want to talk about the movie?
Yeah.
Can we talk about the movie I'm promoting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your movie, Bobby?
Oh, I'm barely in it. And they're making me, you know what I mean? But it's like,
But they're making you do promo and you're barely in it?
well, I have 4 scenes.
What's it called?
It's called Drugstore June.
What's it about?
Anyway, really good to be here.
Great to have you. You
So-
want to
so-
leave? You can bail if you want.
You're gonna
Panicking?
you're gonna keep going?
Yeah. Keep going. Laura.
Why?
Well, we can stop.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
No, we're talking.
2.5 hours is
That's good enough.
that's huge.
That's plenty.
Yeah. But if I leave, you're gonna keep going?
No.
All right.
I'll stop.
Let's just stop now.
Okay.
So the next time I have other things I want to talk about.
Perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
Well, thanks
Bobby.
for having
It's a
me on.
beautiful podcast.
So great.
It was beautiful.
Thank you so
It was
much for
perfect.
having me.
My pleasure, brother.
Watch the Drugstore June.
So now that we cracked our ice and we did this, we'll do them more often, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yes, 100%. And
Yeah.
please consider moving here, man. You'd
I
be
know,
an awesome addition.
it's a thing.
Like I said, Theo's considering it. Paulie's considering it.
Would you go on? Would you go on
he's
Joe
only saying
Rogan?
whatever
Yes.
the fuck they write down.
Oh, hell yeah. Joe's got Bobby Lee on. This is going to be so fun and silly. I can't wait to listen. Rants about COVID for 90% of the episode. Yeah, no, man, he's stuck.